Welcome back to the Children's Miracle Network Radiothon at Gunderson Health System. I'm Samantha Strong from Midwest Family. And I encourage you to call now because we would love you to make a donation to the Children's Miracle Network. You can make a miracle happen today and the next day and the next day. So if you want to call, it is 608-784-KIDS or 608-784-5437. If you're more comfortable with a phone in your hand, by all means, you can text CMN Kids to 51555. If you're on your computer already and watching us at aroundrivercity.com, you can make a secure donation that way. And now I'm on with Mason's dad. Mason is one of our heroes from Children's Miracle Network, and his dad, Kevin, is going to take me through a little bit of your story. Tell me about your journey with Mason.
It's been a pretty long journey. When he was first born, he was diagnosed with Down syndrome, and at that point, it kind of came as a little bit of a shock. But it really wasn't a major hurdle in his journey.
Sure.
I mean, it takes him a little bit longer to learn some things and stuff like that, but it hasn't been a major hurdle. But then in Christmas of 2013, he was diagnosed with leukemia. And after 2.5 years of treatment, he was in remission and everything was good for about 4 years. Then last year it came back again.
Oh boy. Well, tell me, and you can wrap your head around the first, and then you set out on a couple of year journey for putting the leukemia in remission. What kind of day did Mason have with those treatments? What happens?
It depended on what part of the treatment program he was in. Some part of it was inpatient because he was getting he was fighting off an infection or something like that, or getting a port placed. I mean, the first initial diagnosis, I think he was in for over 2 weeks, and there was a lot going on at that point because he was pretty down and out at that point. His numbers were really low, just getting first diagnosed, and then after that, it was hard to slow him down. It's been mostly hard to keep up with him ever since.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So now, what is his day like? What kind of treatments do you do now?
Now I think he's technically back in remission again.
Awesome.
He went through CAR T-cell therapy last year in Madison, and we're doing testing every 3 months to just check and make sure that it's not visible within his bone marrow anymore, but I'm not sure where they technically draw the line and say he's back in remission again.
Right. So how did Children's Miracle Network get involved, or you get involved with them?
When he was first diagnosed, we didn't really know what was coming down the road and what was going on, and initially they kind of approached us and, no, we're fine, but as things kind of wore on and you realize how long of a journey we were really in for, it was really beneficial. I mean, helping out with fuel money to be able to put fuel in the vehicle to make sure you get down here, and you didn't have to worry about trying to get to work so you could earn that fuel money.
Right.
And they'd also have meal vouchers and stuff like that just to kind of make it so you wouldn't have to worry about those type of things when you were spending 2 or 3 weeks in the hospital with them at a time. Excellent.
And I know that he's gotten some help with an iPad as well.
Yes. He actually has had that for a long time, and he still uses it quite a bit, and he does a lot of activities on that, a lot of learning games and things like that, just to kind of help him with speech and other things. But he has come a long ways in the last few years, and I mean, that's not the only thing at all in any way, shape, or form, but it's one of the tools you can kind of use to help with that.
So you noticed a change after he was able to use an iPad.
Yep.
Excellent. So I know he's a sports fan.
Yes, definitely.
And his birthday is coming up.
Yep, he got his birthday on Sunday. Mason, how old will you be? You're 10 right now, yes. Yes,
11.
You're going to be 11.
Excellent. Well, again, Children's Miracle Network helps with the day-to-day things like gas and food for people who have to spend a lot of time in the hospital with their children. It also helps with things like the iPad to help the children learn and communicate better. And you can help the Children's Miracle Network by calling 608-784-KIDS, 608-784-5437. Or if you feel more at home with your phone, you can text CMN Kids all together to 51555. And you can also go online to aroundrivercity.com, donate that way, and watch our live stream. So this has been quite the journey. What have you learned from Mason?
He's taught me a lot. Patience, which that can be any kid, but just met so many different people on his journey. I mean, actually, his doctor was just on the air the last hour, and she's excellent and does great with him as well, and an excellent team that works with him. And we met a lot of excellent people in Madison too, but learned a lot about the medical field, all the different things that we have had to go through with him.
Right. A lot of things you take for granted until you're in the middle of it.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, like when he was first diagnosed, I mean, I came home on a Sunday, and earlier in the week they thought we had a sinus infection going on, so he was on antibiotics. And then I was working on Sunday to try to put in some overtime just to help out for Christmas, which was the following week, and come home and realize he's really not doing that good, and take him in and come to find out he's got leukemia. It's like you go from one thing trying to make sure they have a good Christmas to, will he make it to Christmas?
Wow, that's intense, because when you hear that word, it's frightening.
Yep.
It's frightening. So I know that they have a lot of child life specialists here at the hospital too. Did Mason have some help from the child life specialist to distract him from all of that stuff?
Definitely. That the whole journey with the leukemia and everything, there were always one nearby if needed, whatever, just to kind of help out, distract him if he's getting a port placed, blood draw, or if we're having a serious conversation with the doctors about what the next plan is going to be in his treatment.
Sure.
They would be in the room within eye distance, and you could see they're just hanging out playing with toys and stuff like that, but that way you could actually have an in-depth conversation without distractions.
Without being distracted or worrying
Yes,
about that.
yep.
Excellent. Well, Kevin, what else do you want to tell me about the Children's Miracle Network?
I'm always a big proponent of paying it forward, and after they helped us out with his journey, I want to make sure that it is around for other patients in their journeys, whatever they have coming down the road, whether it's medical devices or whatever, or needing help getting to the hospital just to be able to get to the medical treatments.
Well, I think that's key, because, you need help with the little things and with the big things, for sure. And Mason's helping out too. The bells that I want to hear, though, are the ones over there. And that's our phone bank, which is being manned by our Miss America program participants. Is that correct? Yes? Excellent. So we need their phones to ring. 608-784-KIDS, 608-784-5437. Of course, you can always text CMN Kids to 51555, or you can go online and make a secure donation that way at aroundrivercity.com and watch the live stream as well. You can't see Mason, but he's a hoot and a half. so he's keeping everybody busy. I think Rena's crying over there.
Yep. If you actually met him, you would never know all the stuff he's been through.
Right? He doesn't seem to be slowed down at all.
No, he keeps us on our toes all the time.
Oh.
And he's trying to chug a container of gummy bears.
Oh, excellent. So it doesn't keep him down, that's for sure. Oh, wonderful. So what kind of sports does he like?
Anything with a ball, really. Baseball, football, soccer. I mean, he is going nonstop. His brother is in soccer right now, and we've been going to soccer tournaments and stuff, and he would really love to be out there on the field playing with him, but obviously the age difference wouldn't really be conducive for that. But he was actually doing soccer this fall, actually, with Rush Soccer, and really enjoyed that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, Children's Miracle Network, the money stays right here. It helps kids in our neighborhood and just upriver in Trempealeau, like Mason, but all over this area. And that's one of the beautiful things about it, is that the Children's Miracle Network, you run into people whose families have been impacted wherever you go, the grocery store, the park. You see people and you know it. So once again, call for 608-784-KIDS or 608-784-5437 if you're like me, you can't spell, so you need the numbers. Also, you can text CMN Kids, all one word, to 51555, and the money stays right here. Many thanks, by the way, to our sponsors today, Mark Jewelers and Stanek Electric. We also thank Ultra Federal Credit Union, Oral Surgery of La Crosse, the Team Marine Services, and Cooley Region Mobility for making this possible today. From Gunderson Health System and the Children's Miracle Network, I'm Samantha Strong on Midwest Family.